So what we're going to talk about today is take a really quick journey back to 1953 in the world of architecture, what things were about, how decisions were being made, what kind of wall, what kind of roof, what kind of windows, what kind of AC. All of those have costs associated with them, but also the energy value of it. So that was back in 1953. People just stood around a table, talked to each other that, hey, this is what I did in my last project. It worked, let's do it again. So now, let's journey all the way to today. Well, things look pretty similar still. People are still standing around the table, still using what they used on their last project instead of computation, instead of data-driven decision-making to really create important decisions about the design, which will have a pretty big impact. And when I say big, let's talk about how big. So in United States alone, which is a pretty big contributor to the total carbon emissions, 40% of the carbon emissions is caused by buildings. All of these buildings, less than 50% of them ever even talk about energy. All of these towers, all of these housing, multifamily, whatever you see, less than 50%, forget energy modeling, less than 50% even consider the word energy while the design is happening. So here I introduce Cove.tool. It's a web-based software app that integrates in the workflows of architects and engineers, and all you do is you log in, you describe what building is, and you get an automated energy model. Something that was very, very specific, very, very technical, has been coded to make an automated app, to produce the reports, to get all of your climate data. So literally within minutes, now you have the power to make smart decisions. What you see up here is exactly what I used to do for years before I started making the software. I used to take about 10 to 20 hours per project, $30,000 to $50,000, and that all is now automated with a report that you can print and make smart decisions about your projects in five minutes or less, which is pretty fascinating. And the impact that it can create is truly fascinating as well, which is the big reason why we decided to do it. As a sole energy modeler, that's great, but how many projects can I really touch? And it was to democratize the whole energy modeling process that we created it. We do have a scalable business model in terms of it is a software subscription, and we have a few thousand people actually currently using the software as well, which is great. To meet the energy codes, to meet codes like LEED, there's many other green standards out there that companies are meeting, and here's an actual case study where we used it, where they saved $1 million and made it 40% more efficient. And that's the power of optimization that Cove.tool brings. Thank you all for your time.